Hello student, welcome to today's biological class. We are going to study from the standard 8, the lesson number 10, cell and the cell organelles. Before to start the lesson, we just recall our last year. How many types of cells are found in the living organism? Yes, there are two types of cell found in the living organism, plant cell and the animal cell. And which instrument had you used to observe the cell? Yes, we can use the microscope, compound microscope to observe the cell because cells are extremely minute in the size. We cannot see the cells with the naked eyes, so we need to the microscope. Last year, we study that cell is the structural and the functional unit of the living organism. According to the functions, cells of the different sizes and the structures are found in the different organs. Here structure of the cell is given. Observe this figure and write the names and complete the chart. Here plant cell and the animal cell given to you. You have to write down the name. So that this is the basic structure of the cell. There are the great variation in the shapes of the cell. The cells are many different shapes, for example circular, rod shape, spiral shape, oval shape or a rectangular shape. Each cell contains the various components for carrying out the life processes of the living organism, and these components are called the organelles. Actually, a cell, that is the Latin word cella, and the meaning of cella is the small room or a small compartment. So the cell is the basic structural, functional and the biological unit of all known living organism. A cell is the smallest unit of the life that can replicate independently, and the cells are often called the building blocks of the life. Cell organelles is a specialized utility present inside a particular type of cell and that perform a specific function. There are various cell organelles, out of which some are common most type of cell like the cell membrane, nucleus and the cytoplasm. You already know that all living organisms are made up of cells, which are the tiniest unit. But do you know what cells are made up of even smaller object? Each of these object is called a cell organelle. Do you want to know what these are and what their functions are? So in this lesson, we are going to learn about this cell organelle. Before that, I want to show you the structure of plant cell and the animal cell. In your book, a box is given to you. A box is given to you to complete it. Okay. There is a first component, that is the cell membrane. Okay. The cell membrane is present in the plant cell and the animal cell. The next is the cell wall. Yes, the cell wall is present only in the plant cell, not in the animal cell. The next is the present. What is present in the animal cell and that is absent in the plant cell? Just recall it. Yes, anyone? Yes, that is the lysosome that is present in the animal cell and the absent in the plant cell. Vacuoles that is present in the both cell, animal cell and the plant cell. Golgi complex that is also present in the plant cell and the animal cell, and the mitochondria that is also present in both plant cell and the animal cell. So comparison of the plant and the animal cell. Now we know that the both plant and the animal cell have the cell membrane, cytoplasm, nucleus and a nuclear membrane. But there are some other difference in the plant cell and the animal cell that you need to know, that plants have a larger vacuole while the animals have the smaller vacuoles in their cell, and this vacuole stores the water or food for the plants and even store the waste products until they can be discarded. Okay, so only plant cell have the plastids. They help in manufacturing or storing the food, and only animal cell have the centrioles that help in the cell division. Okay, that is the difference, main difference between the plant cell and the animal cell. This cell provides shape, structure and carry out the different types of function to keep the entire system active. So the cells are called the basic building blocks of the living things. Okay. So next, the component of a cell. The first and the most important component, that is the cell wall. It is found around cell of algae, fungi and plants. Okay, that is only found in the plants. The cell wall is an outer protective membrane. The main function of the cell wall are to provide structure, support and protection for the cell. The cell wall has a few different functions. It is flexible but provides strength to the cell, which helps protect the cell against the physical damage. The structure of the cell wall allow many small molecules to pass through it, but not the larger molecules that could harm for the cell, that is not pass through the cell wall. Animal cells lack the cell wall. It means that animal cell not having the cell wall. The cell wall is an elastic and the strong coat around the cell membrane, and it is mainly composed of the carbohydrates like the cellulose and the pectin. Afterwards, polymers like a lignin, suberin, cutin are added in the cell wall as per need. The function of the cell wall are to support and to protect the cell by the preventing entry of the excess water in the cell. Our next component is the plasma membrane or a cell membrane. I want to show you one structure for the cell membrane or a plasma membrane. The cell membrane is the boundary between a cell and the outside world. The cell membrane regulates which molecules pass through the cell and which molecules cannot pass through the cell. It means that it controls. Okay. The cell membrane is made up of lipids like cholesterol and the proteins. The cell membrane does not keep the cell shape but is not the main function. The main function of the cell membrane is to keep everything inside the cell from which is coming from the outside. Actually, the cell membrane has a tiny pores in it. They controls the movement of the substance into the cell and out of the cell. The dissolved substance such as the food and the oxygen can enter into the cell, whereas the waste products such as the carbon dioxide can go out from the cell membrane through these pores of the cell membrane. So it is the structure of the cell membrane. Protein molecules are embedded into two layers of the phospholipids. Plasma membrane is said to be a selectively permeable membrane as it is allow some substance to enter the cell while the prevent the other substance which is harmful for the cell. It is the structure of the plasma membrane or a cell membrane.